Following the release of Dan Ticktum from the Williams Academy, many are speculating as to which drivers the British team are going to attempt to sign for the 2022 season. With George Russell potentially going to Mercedes and Latifi's contract expiring at the end of the year, Williams find themselves with a significantly large pool of drivers to choose from concerning their 2022 lineup. Therefore, today I thought I'd inform you about the most likely available drivers that the team could choose for next year. Obviously, it only seems right to begin this list with King Nicholas, who recently scored a handful of points for the team at the Hungarian Grand Prix. Yes, it was down to a very specific and lucky circumstance, but let him have his glory, alright? The Canadian signed with the team at the beginning of 2020, after finishing second in the FIA Formula 2 Championship behind Nyck De Vries. It's probably worth bearing in mind that this was his 5th year within the championship, making his debut with MP in 2015. He spent 4 consecutive seasons with Dams, and his results slowly began to improve, placing 16th in 2016, 5th in 2017, 9th in 2018, and of course 2nd in 2019. Nicholas never particularly set the world alight, with his money being a significant factor that Williams considered while signing him. With that being said, he still has done his job, beat the Haas and challenged the Alphas. However, due to the new Dorilton ownership of the team, it is unlikely that Williams will need a pay driver in order to stay afloat. Therefore, his seat at the team may be in danger. However, it is important for Williams to maintain at least one driver. We saw what happened with Haas when Steiner decided that it would be a good idea to sign 2 rookies. Therefore, although he isn't anything outstanding, I believe that Nicholas Latifi would be a good asset to Williams for the 2022 F1 season. Next up, we have Jack Aitken. I thought Jack was worth mentioning despite his huge accident at Raidillon, due to the fact that obviously he drove for the team at Sakir in 2020. His career results are generally better than people give him credit for, winning the Euro Cup Formula Renault 2.0, the Formula Renault 2.0 Alps, and placing second in the 2017 GP3 Championship. His F2 results have never been outstanding, however, with the best result of 5th for Campos in 2019. However, he's never really had the best opportunities regarding team. In 2018, he was ART's second driver, which I explain here. 2019 was his best season, often battling against the likes of Nyck De Vries and Latifi. 2020 was a nightmare for Jack, stuck as Samaya's teammate in a struggling Campos team. And this season is self-explanatory. He's in an HWA alongside Alessio Deleda, literally racing purgatory. His drive in Sakir was relatively good for a debut, if we ignore his little interview with a wall. Obviously, Aitken's incident kickstarted all of George Russell's drama in Mercedes, so okay, yeah, doesn't really add to my point, just thought it was worth mentioning. He wasn't too much slower than Nicholas Latifi, despite it being his first race, and generally he did a good job. The British driver has been a loyal member of the Williams Academy since the end of the 2019 season, after prematurely leaving the Renault Academy, and has driven the car a few times, so he does have that experience under his belt. Therefore, Jack Aitken could be a name for Williams to consider when choosing their 2022 lineup, provided that he is no longer injured by then. The third name I'm going to mention is Roy Nissany. Hey, I just heard you audibly chuckle. And yeah, no, the chances of this happening are about as likely as Gunther Steiner not wanting to off himself by the end of the 2021 season. Yes, he's in the Williams Academy, but he's old enough to be my bloody dad. Okay, yeah, not quite, but you get what I mean. Roy is an example of money and name bringing you opportunities in motorsport, and he's never actually finished in the top 3 of any championship. Furthermore, he's only ever won 5 races of anything in his entire career, yet he tested for the Sauber F1 team in 2014. His F2 results have been nothing short of dreadful, struggling to finish above 14th in the championship within 3 seasons. To be fair, I only ever really mention this guy because he has tested the Williams car and is a part of their academy, but realistically, he isn't going to have a drive next season. Let's just hope that this claim doesn't age like milk, otherwise the rear end of the grid would replicate a war zone. However, it is worth mentioning that he had the opportunity to win a Formula 2 race during the 2020 Belgian Grand Prix weekend, until Dan Ticktum sent him into orbit at Les Combes. But the bottom line is, the guy is just not good enough for Formula 1, so I don't believe that he will have a drive next season. The fourth driver I'd like to mention is Stoffel Vandoorne. For most F1 fans, he will be remembered as a mediocre McLaren Honda driver, fulfilling the role of Fernando Alonso's personal slave for 2 years. However, the Belgian is so much better than he was able to demonstrate within those 2 seasons. I have made a thorough video discussing all of his successes, which you can watch here. However, I will summarise it. In junior Formula, Stoffel certainly set the world alight, with some incredible results right from the offset, which was impressive considering he was funding his career solely with winnings from previous seasons. He finished second in the 2014 GP2 series and dominated the 2015 championship substantially. One of the most dominant seasons in history, in fact. However, in 2016 he had to sit on the sidelines as McLaren's third driver, which gave him a chance after Fernando Alonso decided to pursue his dream of being a Beth Tweddle impersonator. Obviously, 2017 and 18 turned out to be a nightmarish end to what was sure to be a fairy tale for the young driver. However, with the Williams seats opening up next year, he may still get a chance. He's been impressive in Le Mans and Formula E during this time away, and currently occupies the role of Mercedes reserve driver. I personally believe that Stoffel has a good chance of acquiring a seat for next season. However, only time will tell. Although in my opinion, the driver with the highest chance of attaining a Williams seat is Nyck De Vries, which is ironic considering I made a video discussing why he's been a wasted talent, which again isn't necessarily untrue since he's already 26 years of age with a Formula E and Formula 2 title under his belt. It's no secret that Nyck is a very talented driver. Heck, he even featured in Tuned way back in 2012. Remember, the kid that just looked like a human Lucozade? His results in junior Formula were always very good. It's just a shame that there weren't any Formula 1 seats available for the Dutchman at the beginning of 2020. Although come 2022, as a Mercedes reserve driver and reigning Formula E champion, it is likely that Williams will see him as a good fit for the team. And yeah, I hope it happens. I believe that he definitely deserves the opportunity and has the talent to deliver some good results for the team. Therefore, I personally believe that Nyck De Vries has a very good chance to get into Formula 1 with Williams next season. I think it's also worth mentioning some previous F1 drivers who have been linked with Williams for next season. Only really speculation at this point, however there are rumours surrounding Nico Hulkenberg and Daniel Kvyat. Both drivers are still effectively within the sport, occupying the role of reserve driver at Aston Martin and Alpine respectively, which means that they are still fit to race an F1 car if they are needed. Hulkenberg has also received interest from Ed Carpenter Racing in IndyCar, so that's something to keep an eye on for sure. I can't personally see Williams signing Kvyat. I don't know, I don't think there's too much left for the Russian's career. Also, we must remember Valtteri Bottas. Merc and Williams could simply perform a driver swap, placing Russell in the Merc and Valtteri back with his previous team. As much as I don't want this to happen, it very much could. However, with Valtteri being linked to Alfa Romeo, this is looking more and more unlikely. We must remember that this entire list of speculation depends on whether or not Russell leaves the team. It's incredibly likely, however, not guaranteed. Okay, shush, I needed a good title. Personally, I predict that Nyck De Vries will occupy a seat at Williams in 2022, accompanied by either Latifi or Nico Hulkenberg. However, it is very early days, so this could be entirely flipped on its head when the time comes. Anyway, who do you think will be in Williams in 2022? Leave a comment down below, I'd like to hear your thoughts. Please remember to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and if you do so, I will see you all in the next one. But until then, take care, and thank you very much for watching.